gotten blocked by all the people who I call out. They've blocked me. And the fact that you're blocking me tells me that you don't want to be told the truth. So you clicked on another video talking about content theft on social media, but this one is going to be focused on the newest social media app, Meta's Threads. And it didn't even start out that way. As you'll see in this video, throughout, you'll see various different variations of me, various different color grading, and me wearing the same outfit, but just essentially from different standpoints. Because it didn't even start out that way. It started out as me replying to a comment to a video shorts that I did explaining why it's not a great idea to use third-party apps to remove the handles of the creators in social media. And as I was promoting that video, I bumped into folks on Threads who were like, hey, you need to talk about this app in particular because it's rampant. And one person that repeatedly got mentioned was this creator here called With Mastery. And I said, hey, why not? Let me, take a little closer look and respond to see what's going on in that account. So what you're going to see in this video is me first responding to her and other creators like her that use other people's content to build up their accounts and build up their name for themselves and their own brand. And then second, I'm going to get advice to you particular content creators and what you can do about this and what tools and resources are available to you. And then finally, I'm going to be addressing the content curators, the people who use people's accounts, because we're all part of the creator economy, like it or not. And I think there's not a lot of advice out there on social media giving people the legal rights and responsibilities they have and explaining for them the terms of service and the agreements and the guidelines of which everyone abides by when you sign up to use these social media platforms, and then also the legal implications where you could be on the hook for up to $150,000 per violation if someone chooses to take it there. So you don't want people to take it there. So let's get started. Stay through the end of this video. Okay, so let's talk about With Mastery, and these are her other aliases that someone told me about on Threads. Essentially what she does is take content that's viral, that's getting a lot of retweets, a lot of responses, and she just repurposes them as her own. And that is the issue, is that she does not give attribution to the original person who did the thread. And I discovered not only is she doing this on Threads, on her own on her Instagram account as well, she's doing this where she is taking people's words or places from, scraping content off of various different places online and putting it on her threads. And then when people call her out and tell her she should give attribution, her and other people like her, she's not the only one, will clap back and say, well, we were paying homage to these people and we respect them, and that's why we're sharing their content. The second thing they will do is just say just ignore or block the people. And then the other thing that they will do is sort of gaslights, try to push it back on you, like, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you sharing people's content? So that is the response that she's given. And then when I did a little bit of research, I saw one of her Instagram posts, which is also a thread. I remembered it from seeing it from Twitter, and I found the original tweet. And when I told her underneath her Instagram account that, this is someone else's content, her reaction to me was that, this is, no, that's not true. There's no such thing as content theft. So I'm just like, okay, what does that mean if people aren't even acknowledging the fact, not taking accountability for the fact that what they're doing is wrong? And this person claims to be hold a master's degree in psychology, which is weird because you would think people who have degrees in professionals that they have certain ethics and sort of rules, and so there's no way in the world that this person would think this is right. And then if you look at some of her other tweets, a lot of times she references God and faith. So if not ethically, morally, you shouldn't be taking people's content from wherever it is and denying them the right of attribution or credit at minimum. So that's a problem we have there. And I don't know about her. She's an odd duck. And apparently there's a lot of people there like that. So speaking briefly to the creators that do this, my question is, why do you do it? So you know it's bad to copy someone else's content and create a whole account on social media just curating other people's content. You know you're not supposed to be doing it, but you see people doing it and they don't get caught, getting lots of viewers and lots of subscribers. And the next thing you know, they're selling shout outs and they're getting brand deals and they didn't even have to create one piece of content. So why not? Why not you? Honestly, I know why they do it, because it works. If you look at a lot of the Curator accounts, whether it's someone who's sharing the best TikTok dance crazes or the best memes or the best makeup tutorials, one thing you'll notice that a lot of them have in common is they are really, really large. With Mastery, for example, it happened to amass 32,000 followers on Threads, repurposing and reusing the best content that's out there. Where someone like me, I'm doing original content, I'm sharing advice for fellow content creators as an attorney, as a Pinterest and YouTube strategist and educator, and I have like 600 followers. So it's kind of like sharing, being authentic, showing up organically without doing any gamemanship. Isn't necessarily going to grow your account fast. I'm not quite sure how she grew her account fast, but I do know one of the ways that she continues to grow, and she was able to grow, and accounts like her, whether on Threads or Instagram or YouTube or other platforms, grow super, super fast, is because they get the best content that's out there. So they know which content works best because they see it already working better and well on somebody else's account, and so they know which one to grab, and they know because it works, it's resonating with those people over there in other people's account, that it's definitely going to resonate over them. And when people see that they're constantly sharing really great content, people are going to attribute that great content that they're sharing to them, not to the original sources that they like crowdsource it from. So that's why they do it, to be honest and truthful. Yeah, you can do it, but you should know that when you do that, you're setting up yourself for some liabilities. And even though it's likely that the people whose content you're stealing aren't going to sue you and you more likely can get away with it, it's potentially that you can actually get kicked off of the platforms, or you might catch the case from somebody who's just like, doesn't like that, and they're actually going to sue you. So let's discuss. Sidebar, I'm going to say that I do believe that there is a segment of the population that are not aware that what they're doing is wrong. That believe that by copying people's content or taking people's content and sharing the best, that they're providing a service. And I don't think they necessarily think about why they should give credit, like it doesn't register. However, for those people it doesn't register, the minute that people are asking questions in the comments or underneath their content as it's taking off, and they start asking questions that you can't answer, at that point you know that what you should do is give credit to the original creator, so the original creator can come on and see this is going on and answer their questions. So if you're not doing that after you discover that, wait a minute, this is going off, I should tag the person, then at that point you lose the benefit of doubt of you just not know. There's a second group of people, I think, that believe because we live in an era of artificial intelligence, when things like ChatGPT and other AI portions and new functions of existing apps allow you to take content, the best of the content that's been out there on the internet, and produce something for you really super, super quickly, that we are now past the point where things like copyright, trademark infringement, intellectual property no longer matter, and all those rules no longer apply, when they still do apply actually, even though you may think they don't. There's a segment of people who don't think it's wrong. They're wrong. It does matter. Those rules still exist, and that's actually the excuse that with whatever her name is, Brittany, whatever her name is, said to me when I commented under her Instagram post that you stole this from Instagram. She was like, "There's no such thing as theft. We're living in the AI world. Everybody's stealing. Stealing's okay." And that's not true, because when people tell her, hey, you should give people credit, she's like blowing them off and blocking. And I've already gotten blocked by all the people who I call out. They've blocked me. And the fact that you're blocking me tells me that you don't want to be told the truth. And then also, if you ever had a defense to say, I didn't know, the minute that people are telling you and you're clapping back, you're gaslighting folks and you're blocking folks, which means that it's now intentional. Like, you know it's wrong and you're continuing to do it. So you lose all benefit of the doubt that you didn't know. If anything happens to you after that, if you get sued or if something happens to your accounts get shut down, we no longer feel sorry for you, because you were warned and we gave you the benefit of doubt and we gave you opportunity to properly credit, delete the account, delete the post that doesn't apply to you, and just say, oh, my fault, my bad, let me just do this. So you kind of know now. So anyway, but I did want to jump in here and add that little piece. Instagram's copyright rules specifically says don't post content you've gotten from other places on the internet. That's explicit. They say do not infringe on other people's content. It says posting content that infringes on other people's copyright is not allowed on Instagram. There's a difference between content creators and content curators. So creators are the folks who create original content. They script, they come up with the routines or the whatever they're going to say. They film it, they edit it, they post it, they promote it. It's original, it's from theirs. Content curators, what they do is they take the best of the content. So the best TikTok dance memes, the best hair tutorials. A lot of times those best stuffs don't belong to them. However, there's value to curators. What curators do is they get the best of content. So they save you time from you having to scroll and find the best, and they do it for you. So there's value to the content curators, but I'm team content creator. Meta also has a process by which you can register your content. This is for those creators that a lot of people steal their content, especially if you have a manager. You can have your manager register with what's called brand. There's a term here. There's a brand thing that Meta has, and essentially it makes it easier for you to just report. So there's a process. A lot of these creators, this person's stealing from and other people steal from, don't have the body of work to maybe qualify for the program. And so what all you can do is actually report it. I also sell in my Etsy shop a copyright infringement takedown notice, essentially saying you're violating the Digital Millennial Copyright Act. That is the act that gives the platforms safe harbor or protection from being sued when someone is using their platform to infringe upon their rights or create some sort of crime or theft or fraud. That letter that I wrote, you send that to the actual creators. That puts them on notice that you are ready to sue. And the first step is notice, because if you were to go straight to the court is going to say, did you tell them? So you need to tell them. So at minimum, you fill out Meta's copyright. You show the example of your original content. You show where the content theft has been taking place, and you send that to Meta. If enough people report for copyright theft, Meta has a duty, because of the Digital Millennial Copyright Act, to shut that account. Advice I'm giving you actually today can help you avoid getting a lawsuit potentially. Less likely to get in trouble depending on the way that you use other people's content. The worst way that you can do is go to a third-party app like Snaptic, for example, download it so it removes the handle from the original creator, and it also removes the platform it came from, and then you put it on a curation app without giving attribution to the original creator. Now that is the worst way to do it, because why? A lot of your accounts are usually big, they're really popular, and it's a great idea, especially if you're a new creator and you created this one viral piece of content but you're still growing, to have your content on a curated account, because what happens is the people who are commenting are going to be asking questions of you and you can't answer. And that's the first sign that it's a curated account, is that when you go to the comment, you see a great piece of content or great video online, and you go to the comments and everyone's asking questions, but the person who posted it isn't answering. The reason why they're not answering is because it's not their piece of content and they don't know the answer to it. And that's why it's horrible for who the original content is, because you're robbing them of the opportunity to respond to those comments, to perhaps make a follow-up video to get those people who comment to come to their account and maybe follow them and maybe subscribe to their channel, and help them grow a community of people who want to see more of what they have. So that's what happens when you do not give them attribution and credit. It's not good just ethically. It's just not good business. It's just not good karma just generally. So you should do it. In addition, contrary to what some people think, the apps do say when you upload content, you are essentially certifying that you have the right to use it, that you have the copyright to use it. You're not supposed to upload stuff that you don't have the right to. Also, the apps don't want you using their platform to violate people's rights, and they say you should not be using our app to infringe on people's rights. And if someone do infringe on some people's rights, they have set up systems where people can report you, and if you get enough people reporting you, your entire account can go down. So they're less likely to report you if you at minimum give them attribution and credit for their works. Why wouldn't someone do that? You wouldn't do that because you don't want them to know. You wouldn't do that because you just want all of the credit and you're scared they're going to ask to take it down. And the other thing Instagram says is that if you do download, you can't use it for commercial purposes. Now, even though you may not necessarily directly be using for commercial purposes, if you operate a curator account where you are then eventually selling shout outs or asking sponsors to sponsor you, that's commercial purposes. So you rely on the original creator's content in order to build your content, in order to make money. I wanted to pause here really quickly to show you example of how a curator account uses content that they take as a curator to make money for commerce purposes. So if this person just said, I just want to pay homage to the best makeup looks, that's fine. But then when they grow a 500,000 in the caption to the video of another content creator, so she's giving this person their credit. It's Naya Doley is the person, so they're giving them credit. However, they're then taking content that they use for credit and then trying to make commerce, because they're telling people to follow their other skincare line, follow the hair care braiding line, and then if they're promoting and telling people, DM for shout outs, or they're getting people to actually advertise on their account, then they have now turned commerce, something that's just I just want to pay homage, because they try to say, we're just paying homage. No, you're not paying homage. You're growing the account to make business for commerce purposes. So that's where you cross the line from just being a curated account, I'm just doing a service for the community, to when I'm actually using other people's content to bring myself up to make money. Creators had nothing against the curator's account, but in terms of for the original content creators, please give them the credit for what they do. There's a lot of content thief out there, and I know it's easy and fast, and those accounts will grow, but just we're all creators, we're all in the creator economy, so it's best that we look out for one another and don't steal people's content. This video is just to let you know what's at risk, and to just, say, hey, look out for your fellow members of the creator economy, and at minimum, give us credit by identifying their hand. At minimum, the first caption, you should say who it is, to give that creator the opportunity to get the benefit of that amplification that they'll get from your curator account. All right, so that's all I have for you for now. If you'd like to watch more of this series I'm doing here, where I'm educating and helping fellow members of the creator economy understand the legal rights related to being this creator economy, you can watch more of that series in this video right here.